Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for continuous discussion on Bhaktiyaloka. Today, I think it's day 29. It's already 29 days. Almost 60 hours of discussion, on this topic on Bhaktiyaloka. And I believe that so many people are having a big transformation. It's good. So before we start the program, let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnanatirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmritam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuddha Padakamanam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagar Jadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sujeevam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidam Cha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachari Satarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhana Vidavidaitai Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Viknanadaine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojala Premade Sri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudha Pasidanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padam Bhujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Vir Bhava Bhumestum Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhama Sri Jagannatayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhescha Kripa Sindhubevacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnave Bhayo Namo Namaha Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Garatase Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhurina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kantaram Stute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneswari Vrishabhanuste Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Shri Guru Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Om Shri Krishna Pustaputali Shrimati Devata Paswati Ramani Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradaya Gaurata Padam Dayana Harigam Tapsat. Hare Krishna. Okay, so gathered here today to continue our discussion on Bhaktiyaloka. So let's start the program today. Okay, so just do a quick recap. We stopped at Grahastha Vaishnava. All right. So we will start from here. Anyway, we just do a quick recap. So here, so we understand the characteristic of a saintly person to be kind towards poor and fallen. And a Grahastha Vaishnava should not desire to give up his body merely out of some sentiment and anger, right? So Grahastha Vaishnava, especially, okay, should not desire to give up his body merely out of some sentiment and anger, right? So that's why the life as a Grahastha, married man, is not easy, not sometimes cannot be very conducive. And due to some uncontrolled challenges, some this thing, there will be a possibilities of giving up the body, or in other words, committing suicide. So now Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying that Grahastha Vaishnava should not desire to give up his body, all right? Just give up his body just because of some sentiment and anger, all right? So act of such suicide, and now is said very nicely in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antelila 457. So it says that such act of suicide are influenced by the mode of ignorance, all right? So all this thought of committing suicide is only out of ignorance. And in ignorance and passion, one cannot understand who is Krishna is. So that means what we understand from here, when we are under the mode of passion or mode of ignorance, it is not possible for us to understand Krishna, because all of us are aspiring to become a pure devotee of the Lord, right? We all thinking, we all aspiring to give up this material form of life, if possible, in this very birth itself, right? So our main goal in this life is to know Krishna and nothing else. That's why we say the word that day, as you aspire to inspire, as you aspire to inspire, you must aspire. As you inspire, as you aspire to inspire. First, that means first you have to aspire. My aspiration is to go back to Godhead. Then after studying these kind of books like Bhaktiyaloka, Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, Srimad Bhagavatam, you will have inspiration. Yes, I think I made a good decision, all right? Then after that, we start to act on it. That's called perspiration. Perspiration means you're acting on it. So since we are doing that, so we should always keep ourselves as sober as we possible, because that's one of the things, dhira. All right? If dhira, dairya means sober, and the one, those who achieve dairya, they call as dhira, or the sober people. So we should always try to keep ourselves sober. So being sober is the first thing. There'll be a lot of challenges, but we always should dedicate and dovetail, saying that, okay, like example, like we have read that story about Avanti Brahmana, right? I hope you all remember. In Bhaktiyaloka, Bhakti Vinod Thakur will be explaining about this Avanti Brahmana. So the Avanti Brahmana was the Brahmana that is considered like very, very bad luck, right? He has gone through so much of challenges. He has gone through so much of challenges, and he'll be begging, and the bowl will be broken. Then after that, when he gets some little food, some people will come and urine on that, throw away the food and urine on him and everything. So despite all these challenges, Avanti Brahmana remains sober, because he thinks that actually the mode of nature is happening, right? The three mode of material nature. At the same time, all these are happening because of my previous karma. Okay, we have to come to that level of sober, right? Of course, we are not going to go through that, but we have to remain sober, and we always try our best to keep ourselves in this mode of goodness, all right? There's no consideration for superior or inferior state because of social position in regard of worshipping Krishna. Okay, it's very important that anything that we have studied yesterday, there's no such thing as there's no consideration. We do not do any kind of consideration on superior or inferior because of social position. So we can be very rich or we can be very poor. At the same time, a person can be also born in a very high caste family, or also can be born in the family of untouchable. All right. So when it comes to worshipping the Lord, there's no what they call consideration on this. There's no consideration on this because in this thing. Okay. So in worldly occupation, there are different activities according to different social division. Different activities according to different social division, which are due to superior and inferior grades of intelligence. Right? Some jobs you need to have high intelligence. If you're going to do a job of a Brahmana, you have to have high intelligence. If you need to do a job of Shudra, you do not need to have intelligence at all. Just follow order. Right? There's no such thing, distinction of process of devotional service. But there is no distinction. There's nothing distinction. A person can serve Krishna in the mode of Brahmana, or the person can even serve Krishna in the mode of Sudra. There's no distinction. You cannot say, oh, you're washing the toilet, so inferior. I'm sitting and worshipping the deity and I'm superior. There's no such thing. Everyone is equal when it comes to service of the Lord. Okay. Now, as confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita, a person born in low family, Lord Chaitanya is telling a person can be born in a low family is not unfit. It's not unfit means it's not to consider him is not qualified for discharging devotional service to Lord Krishna. Must remember this, right? A person even can be born in a low family, untouchable family, but if we cannot consider him, oh, he's unfit to do that. No, we can't do that, right? He's already fit for discharging devotional service. Nor it is one fit for devotional service simply because he's born in an aristocratic family or Brahmana. But at the same time, a person can be born in a very kingly, princely family, aristocratic, rich and famous, or can be even born as in the family of a Brahmana, and that person is we cannot say that by default he can worship the deity, right? So in other words, it's not necessary the person born in a low born is not fit to worship the Lord, or the people born in a very high birth is fit to serve Krishna. Okay. So there's no such thing. Anyone who takes to devotional service is exalted. Now, this is something that we should always remember in our heart. Anyone who takes to devotional service is exalted. All right. But whereas a non-devotee is always condemned and abominable. So there's only two possibilities here, devotee and non-devotee. And when you look at the devotee pyramid, there can be a Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Shudra, untouchables, and all these kind of people can be under this category. One category, right? So, example. Okay. Okay, the first category is high birth, right? Like okay, high birth, like Brahmana, etc. Or even low birth, like Shudra or untouchable, or even like sometimes we see bad character, abominable background, right? Maybe like gangsters, or maybe former drug pushers or prostitute and all these kind of things. All right, that's a thing. Then the second thing also say high birth. Okay, example, high caste. Okay, like Brahmana, etc. Okay, all right. So now let's look at two consideration here. Right, the first consideration here is devotees and non-devotees. All right. So what we can understand from here is simple. Okay, a devotee, when we look at a devotee who can be born from a very what they call, okay, who might have taken birth in what they call in a high birth like Brahmana, or Vaishya, Shudra, I mean Vaishya and all this. Or there's another consideration is even if the devotee comes from low birth, Shudra, untouchable, bad character, abominable background. All right, maybe if the person can be a former hippie, can be a former drug addict, you know, who also can be like example that day I gave, like a formerly a prostitute and all these kind of things. All right, devotee. The second position is say like the non-devotee, even they can born from a very high caste Brahmana, all right, or from a very high birth, like I don't want to mention the names of the caste. So all these kind of things. So what Bhakti Vinod Thakur, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining here is very simple, right? So even that the person can be born in a very very he can be born from no, something wrong with him. So right, even he can be born from a very high birth, but if they are non-devotees, these people are abominable. All right, it doesn't matter what is their background going to look like and how they what they call, and what kind of birth or caste or whatever it is. So these people are still considered, what is their nature? Their nature is abominable, right? Abominable. That is the nature that we should always remember. Okay, there's a nature. So what is the thing? We have to avoid them by all cost. We have to avoid these kind of people by all cost. Okay, we have to avoid them. They can come from a very high birth, can be very rich, aristocratic and everything, but more abominable because because those who are not a devotee, they still have that kind of what they call they have this kind of what do you call karmi, all right? They have this kind of what do you call that? What is the word? Material desire and all these things, which is not going to bring them up. Okay, so we can foresee their future. Now they can be, looks like they have born from a very high caste and all these kind of things, aristocrat. But it's pretty sure in the future, these people are going to go into a very abominable birth. All right, they may even lose their human form of life. Even they can be even born as a pig, right? They can take any form. So even when you go to associate with these kind of people, you are actually destroying your possibilities because these people are abominable. Abominable means they can just simply pull you in. You know, that Maya, which can't be seen, itself very strong. But this is the people who are in Maya in a form. Okay, they can give you a direct perception. They can give you a direct audience. They can give you a direct instruction. So these are the people we have to avoid at all costs. But if a devotee, even if the person is born in a high birth aristocrat, or even if born in a low birth like Shudra, untouchable, bad character, for me, even a devotee is sometimes who have bad character, right? Or in a Kanistha Adhikari, or even if they come from a very abominable background, these are the people that is, what is the thing is, far superior, right? They are far superior. So far superior, but even though sometimes Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says if a person who have some, okay, there's a 3 types of devotee, right? What they call Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama. So even if they are Kanishta, when they have a devotee with a very bad character, still we have to respect them through our mind. We do not need to go and associate with them, but we should offer our respect through our mind, because for them to become a devotee, it is that thing that after Manushyanam Sahasra, so out of millions and millions and trillions of birth, a person who are fortunate, he will take the form of a human being. And out of millions of billions and trillions of people who have taken a form of human being, one who are very fortunate will take a will know Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So for them to come to this level, into the level of devotee, it is considered they have done something great in life. All right. Of course, even in devotional service, there's evolution. First, we have to start from Kanishta Adhikari, then slowly we go to Madhyama, then eventually we end up in Uttama. So in this birth, that person can be a very misbehaved Kanishta Adhikari. But because of their little attachment to the deities and also chanting and everything, eating prasadam, they will take a human form in next birth. They're going to continue where they stopped. So that means their process of perfection is already started. So they are far more superior than a non-devotee. Even that non-devotee can be born in a very high caste aristocrat family. So we have to always protect ourselves from this kind of danger, because to associate with non-devotee is a very, very, very dangerous thing, right? So like like for instance, all right, sometimes sometimes the family gathering and all these kind of things, so we try our best not to associate with non-devotees, right? So non-devotees, as what Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, anyone who takes a devotional service is exalted. Anyone. Whereas a non-devotee, all right, Krishna bhajane nahi. Nahi means no. So these are the jati kuladi. Jadi kuladi vichar. Jadi kolam kotam, all vichar. That means non-devotee is always condemned and abominable. Therefore, the discharge of devotional service, there is no consideration of, sorry, not this thing. Abhakta. Abhakta hina chara. Sorry, I used the Abhakta. Abhakta means a non-devotee. Bhakta means devotee. When you put A in front, it's opposite meaning. Abhakta is hina. In Malaysia also, in Malay also we call hina, right? Ini orang yang hina. Hina means very abominable. Hina, right? Jangan menghina saya. Okay, hina. So about they are hina. Yes, they're condemned and chara, abominable. All right. But those who have taken Krishna bhajan, all right, Krishna, therefore discharge devotion service to the Lord. Krishna bhajane nahi jadi kuladi vichara. Vichara means conversation. There's no such thing. Nahi. Nahi means no. Nahi. Nahi. That means jadi. Jadi kolam kotram illai vichar. So that means there is no consideration of status of one's family. Also in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 584 it is said, Sannyasi Pandita Ganer Karita Gurva Garva Nasha. Garvana Garvama Nasha Nicha Shudra Dvara Karena Dharmera Prakasha. To vanquish the false pride of so-called renunciate and learned scholar. To vanquish. So he spread real religious principle, like Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spread the real religious principle, even through a Shudra, a low-born, fourth-class man. All right, example like Haridas Thakur, the Nama Acharya, this Ramananda Roy, and this Rupa Goswami. All of them were from a Muslim-related background. I mean, Ramananda Roy is not, but we talk about Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and also this what they call Haridas Thakur. All right. Okay. So now today we start our today's conversation. A Grahastha Vaishnava should feel satisfied with whatever food and clothing he gets. All right. So a Grahastha Vaishnava should always not over endeavor. They should not over endeavor, and they should always remain satisfied in whatever environment they are given. Right. And they say that they will feel satisfied whatever food or clothing he gets without difficulty. Maybe when the thing comes easy, they just take it, all right? As stated in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyalila, chapter 4, text 293. Right? So what it says? Sabha hoite bhakya vanta Sri Shaka Vyanjana Puna Puna Yohoi Prabhu Karena Grahan. A spinach and vegetable are most fortunate of all. Okay, the spinach and the spinach. All right, the spinach is a vegetable, right? And vegetables are most fortunate of all, for the Lord accepts them again and again. Right? The spinach and vegetables are very fortunate because the Lord accepts them again and again. So Grahastha Vaishnava should perform devotional service with undeviated attention. Right? So Grahastha Vaishnava, that means a married Vaishnava, should perform devotional service with undeviated attention. The attention should not be deviated. Knowing Krishna as the Lord of all, he should not, then another thing, let's look at this. After that, Lord Chaitanya also says, he should not disrespect the demigods worshipped by the Smarta Sampradaya. Right? So, Grahastha Vaishnava should perform devotional service with undeviated attention. He always must be very attentive. At the same time, he should not disrespect the demigods. Right? We must understand the demigods like Lord Shiva, Brahma, the Kartikeya, Ganesh. Okay? All of them are personal servant of the Lord, like Lord Ganesh, Ganapati, right? Lord Ganesh, he is his name is Vakreshwara. Vakreshwara in Vaikuntha-loka, he is the commander-in-chief of Vishnu army. So when all of them will take a form, just like we got a human form in Goloka Vrindavan. So from there, when we came to this material world, we also came in this form. That means we kept our original form there. Then we are coming here, accepting a form. So similarly, all the devas, Kartikeya, like Lord Muruga, all of them were actually, they have their original form in Goloka Vrindavan and Vaikuntha-loka, but they come to this material world to take form, right? They take form and all these things. So they are not an ordinary kind of people. They are not an ordinary soul, right? Say like, for instance, I don't know whether you all have noticed or not, that in this Bhaktiyaloka, there's a lot of quotation come from Padma Purana and Skanda Purana. Padma Puran. Padma Puran is the what they call is the Puran that Lord Shiva spoke. All right, it's by Lord Shiva. And Skanda Puran is Kanda Puranam. In Tamil we call Kanda Puranam from Lord Muruga. So all they are considered like acharyas, right? So to disrespect them all right, it is something very, very abominable. Okay, it's not a good thing to do. But we should always respect them as what? Okay. The thing is, when we worship them independently, it is prohibited. No devas and no human being, all of them are given independent status of being supreme. Right? But when we worship them as the servant of Krishna, right? And that is the glorious way of prayers. But the Smarta Brahmanas and all of them usually take them, right? Except like Lord Muruga, Lord, what they call Ganesha, and Lord Shiva as the supreme personality. That is not allowed, right? And that is not allowed. So even one of the purest, greatest devotee of Lord Shiva is Ravana, right? So he got a boon. Whenever Ravana called upon Lord Shiva will appear. But when now Ravana is facing difficulty because of Lord Ram, he called upon Krishna, Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva says, I can't help you on this, and he just simply disappeared. Right? He just come out from his vision. Right? So like that. So that's the thing. So when we worship them as independent, right? Independent supreme personality, that is something which is condemned. Okay, now the question also can arise. But I am worshipping my spiritual master as Krishna. Is that allowed? Okay, now, how does that mean? How to understand that? When I am worshipping the spiritual master as the supreme personality of Godhead. All right. So that's why in Adi Lila, chapter 1 on spiritual master, this Krishnadas Kaviraj will be glorifying the spiritual master. We have first Guru Chaitya Guru. All right. The Paramatma in your heart is the one who permitted. Remember that day we spoke the verse, right? 13:23, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. You all have a Bhagavad Gita with you? Okay. 13:23. All right. Upadrastanumantacha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara Paramatmeti Chapyukta Dehismin Purusha Para. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, yet in this body there's another transcendental enjoyer. In this body, in your body, there's another transcendental enjoyer. Who is the Lord? The supreme proprietor exists as the overseer, the one who sees you, overseer, and also permitter. Overseer means in Tamil we call Manasachi, Sachi, right? The one who sees what you're doing, all right? Overseer, and also permitter, the one who gives you permission. You want to go and enjoy your life, he gives you permission. You want to go and drink, he gives you permission. He's the one who's going to give you all the things. He's the permitter, and he is known as the super soul, right? So he's known as the super soul. That means he's Bhagavan. So that means that super soul, right? That overseer and permitter will allow you to enjoy your life. All right, you want to be the greatest mafia, or you want to be the greatest thing, whatever you desire for, he will fulfill it. Right? He will simply, he's an overseer. He's just looking at you, what you're doing. Overseer, witnessing. After that, he's a permitter. Oh, I feel like want to go and have some bakute. All right. So he grants you. Tatastu, he grants you. But suddenly you are inspired. You know, where can I find the best bakute in town? Right? And suddenly you will see one bakute and you Google it, somewhere other it shows that is the best bakute in town. So he is the one who permits you to do that. He allows, he is witnessing and is permitting, right? But at the same time, when we accept, when we want to go through this kind of, by the mercy of a devotee, some or other a little intelligence in you triggered that you want to become a pure devotee of the Lord, or you want to be the devotee of the Lord. You understand, yes, I have done a biggest mistake in life by going through this kind of life whimsically. Now I want to know about Krishna. So he is the one permitter. He is the one who has to give you permission even to worship Krishna. So therefore, what he does, he allows you. So once he allows you that, then after that, through the association of a devotee, you start to become good. First is sadhu sangha, right? Then sadhu sangha. Then after that, anartha nivirti. Right? Anartha nivirti. That means anartha nivirti means all your anarthas, unwanted things start to disappear. Because you start to desire for perfection. Because as Lord Krishna in your heart as permitter, he permits you. Yes, you want to give up all these kind of habits, go ahead and do it. He shows you all way. sometimes it's okay to go get a medical help. Like quit smoking, quit drinking, all this. There's a lot of clinics are there. So you can go there and take the thing and get some help and try to improve yourself, right? So then after that, he keep witnessing you. Yes, you're sick. And after that, you become more and more sincere. So he starts to inspire you from the heart. Yes, now go ahead, do. Then later, once you are already done, you want to seriously want to walk this path, the path back home, back to Godhead. Then you know what the Paramatma, now he will turn into Chaitya Guru. First, he's a witness and permitter. But now he's going to be an instructor. Guru means instruct. So he's going to turn as Chaitya Guru. So once he turns into Chaitya Guru, he will start to inspire you, tell you a lot of things. Now you do this, do that. From your heart, you're inspired. So a group of people are going for Sankirtan, and the thing, your inspiration come from the heart. Why not I try out Sankirtan? Why not I go to the street and dance and preach? So I go there and I feel so shy, people are looking at me. I paise, people are looking at me, how people see me, I'm dancing on the road, like that. But suddenly the inspiration comes from the heart. Well, who cares? You are not this body. You're going to express yourself, the heart. That means he's giving instruction, Chaitya Guru. Once we become perfected in Chaitya Guru, then what happened? That same Chaitya Guru in the heart will manifest in front of you as Diksha Guru. Right? The spiritual master, initiating spiritual master. And that initiating spiritual master, it is also mentioned in Adi Lila, chapter 1. It's been Krishnadas Kaviraj also saying, Krishna is so merciful, but you don't have the eyes to see Krishna. Therefore, he comes in the form of a guru, Diksha Guru. All right. So Diksha Guru is as equal as Krishna because Krishna is sending his representative, right? Sending his representative to come to you and to give you a direct perception, because Krishna cannot come down to give you a direct perception. Therefore, he chooses a guru, and the Chaitya Guru now will take the form of Diksha Guru, will come to you and this thing. But how to achieve the Diksha Guru? He's going through Siksha Guru. And Siksha Guru, and who is Siksha Guru? The Guru that gives you instruction what to do. Okay, instruction what to do. That's why Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara is a Siksha Parampara. We may have a Diksha Guru, but we will always take Siksha, instruction from many varieties of people. Right? Like now we are studying Bhaktiyaloka. That means Bhakti Vinod Thakur is our Siksha Guru. We are reading Srila Prabhupada's book. The Srila Prabhupada is our Siksha Guru, eminent Siksha Guru. Right? So we are taking Siksha, we are taking instruction. Therefore, therefore, Krishna also come in the form of Siksha Guru to inspire you to take up this Bhakti very serious. Right? So therefore, the Chaitya Guru, Diksha Guru, Siksha Guru is as worshipable as Krishna. That's why we keep the form of a Guru on the altar. We offer the same prayer as how we offer to Krishna. Right? But one thing, but when the Gurus start to feel garva, start to have this kind of what they call, their mind become deviated, or they been overtaken by greed and everything. When the Gurus start to feel, yes, I am Krishna, that's when he falls down. So even though the Guru accepts the worship, accepts the prayer, but he still remain as Dasa Nudas, right? Like for instance, whenever like Srila Prabhupada never take any credit for himself. I made it. He always say everything is by the mercy of my spiritual master. All right. So and once he told the boys, he told all the disciples, he was choking. He was suddenly became overwhelmed in ecstasy. He choked and he said, choked, right? Trying to control the cry. He choked and said, my spiritual master is so merciful. He sent all of you to come and help me to propagate. He didn't say all of you to come and serve me. He never used the word serve. He said, all of you come to help me, to propagate Krishna consciousness all over the world. Thank you so much. He is actually thanking his disciple, right? But the job of a disciple is to serve the spiritual master. But what Prabhupada felt, that all the devotees that appears in front of him is sent by his spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada have taken Diksha from his, what they call, Pujapat Gaura Kishore Das Babaji. Gaura Kishore Das Babaji, okay, what is his background? His background, he's a Vaishya, he's a distinct. after his wife passed away, he gave up everything and he became a Babaji. And he's illiterate. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada is very highly qualified. That's why he got the title Bhakti Siddhanta. That means he's a Siddhanta. Siddhanta means the one that very highly qualified. Siddhanta. Right? And Saraswati, Siddhanta Saraswati, he got the title, or honorific title, that to say that he is very highly qualified. And he accepted, what they call? He accepted Diksha from his spiritual master who is illiterate. Right? So, how does it make sense? But whatever that, what they call, his spiritual master instructed, he followed. And he took Siksha from his father, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. All right? So like that. So we are like this. So we must understand. So like that, so the idea is we are worshipping our Guru because our Guru is a direct representative of Sri Krishna who will guide you back home, back to Godhood. He's not involved in some kind of managerial job. His job is to liberate the disciple from these clutches of birth and death and take a commitment. Once we accept a guru, spiritual master, and once we follow, even though that we may fall in between, there's a possibilities, but still the spiritual master guarantees you. If you are sincere, Krishna and spiritual master, they will somehow or other will take you back home, back to God. All right? And we are considered the most fortunate. But the same thing to demigods, they are involved in this managerial work. Like when you see the prime minister of this entire universe is Lord Shiva. All right, that's why he calls as Mahadev. Lord Shiva is the prime minister. All right, the defense minister. All right, the commander in chief is Lord Kartikeya, Murugan. All right, the minister of education is Mother Saraswati. Okay, the minister, I mean, what they call the bank governor. The governor of the universal banking is Lord Kubera. And the minister for what they call finance minister is Mother Lakshmi. All auspiciousness, right? Like that, every one of them have a certain role that we will study in Srimad Bhagavatam. How that all the certain things, you know, there's 5 kind of prana, even there's 5 kind of air. Vayu is in charge of this thing, and minister of fire is Agni, minister of watery body is Varuna. All these are ministers. So they all came here to execute the service of Sri Krishna. So they have their execution. So they cannot give you liberation. We must understand that. They can't give you liberation. But if we are very sincerely worship them, they will guide you to a devotee, and the devotee will take over your life and you will take off. You know, in my experience, I've seen all those devotees who come, all right, they came from a certain kind of background, right? So they came from a certain kind of background. It is not something, it happened by chance. All right, a very sincere devotee of Lord Shiva will become a devotee. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says the 3 mode of material nature, the mode of goodness. I believe that you all remember that, right? Because we have spoken that so many times in Gita Gyan. All right, what is that people in the mode of goodness? The one who worships the demigods. The one who worships the demigods in the mode of goodness. All right, and the mode of goodness is the mode that conducive to take up bhakti. All right, bhakti. So when we are very sincerely worship the devas, right, the demigods, so by their mercy, you will get Krishna. All right, you will get Krishna. It is not something by your own effort. That is an effort. That's why we owe so many people. You know, when Lord Vayu, Lord Varuna, you know, the water, all of them are very merciful to us. They are supplying rain, they're supplying water, they're supplying fire and heat, everything. Even you can be the worst fallen, or you can be the most exalted. Every one of us are getting it in a very equally. But when we go to them and say, my dear Lord Ganesh, the remover of all obstacle, my dear Lord Kartikeya, the most beloved of Lord Vishnu, and my dear Lord Shiva, the most, I mean, you are the most exalted Vaishnava, you know, kindly grant me service to the Supreme Personality. Please show me the truth. Kindly. and they will just love to do that, right? So they are the one when sometimes, just like a minister, right? Just like a minister. Sometimes when you go and see a prime minister or minister, there's so many people are asking for favor. Just think about this scenario. Okay, you're going to meet a minister. All right, I believe that you all have some experience, because I've got experience. Because when I wanted to ask Sami Velu that time to get a grant for my sister's education, all right, in overseas education. So I remember we all went and said that there's so many people. Some people are limping, some people need medical help, some people need education help, some people house burned down, they want a fund for rebuild the house. Like that, so many varieties of people are all queue up, right? And all of them queue up, and Sami Velu came down. In his place in Vedavanam, Jalan Vedavanam, in what they call what place is that? I remember the place, but there's a place, Lakshmi Narayan Temple. What Sentul?
Jalan Ipoh, Prabhu.
Jalan Ipoh, yes, Jalan Ipoh. All right, the behind Lakshmi Narayan Temple is Jalan Vedavanam, and in Jalan Vedavanam is Sami Velu's residence. So all of us went and queue up, all was standing. So many people, I think at least 100 people were standing. And Sami Velu just came and looked at everyone. I say, yes, okay, come one by one. All right. But what I'm trying to tell you here is, when he came, he just gave a glance at everyone and nothing happened. There's so many people who want so much of desire and everything. Okay. All right. Let's see who is the most urgent one or something like that. Similarly, when we are all going standing in front of Lord Shiva or Lord Kartikeya asking for this kind of material boon, he just give a glance and he will give you a kind of irritated look. So irritated. But among all of them, right? When someone has no favor, he's not asking for any kind of favor. Right? Oh, I want money, I want good wife, I want to have a good husband, I want children, I want this, I want that. All I want, one. They are all put in one side. Then suddenly you see a devotee. Hey, how come a devotee is here? So you ask, what do you want? Please show me the truth. Please, I want to know the truth. Okay, please give me the love for Krishna. Please guide me to that. And you know what? Immediately you just all said, you all can wait, because you all got a material desire. You all going to go on like this maybe for another millions of births, right? I will take my time to fulfill your desire. But you are devotee. You are coming for some kind of favor, some kind of boon. I will fulfill that. Now tell me what you want. Tell me what is the truth. Who is Krishna? Who is God? What I should do? Why am I suffering? And they'll be very, very pleased. That's why we should not disrespect the demigods. All right? And at the same time, by the Smarta Sampradaya. So that means we don't go around condemn anyone, right? So then after that, it's stated in Chaitanya Bhagavad Antya Leela, chapter 2, text 243, Namani Chaitanya Pada Bolaya Vaishnava Shivere Amanyakare Vyartha Tarasabha. If one claims to be a Vaishnava, this is the word. Look at that. Please underline this statement. Please underline this statement, because there's so many people even think that we Hare Krishna people are very fanatic. We are not fanatic. We are following the Shastra. So in this one, it's mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad Antya Leela, chapter 2, text 243. All right? Please underline. He says, if one claims to be a Vaishnava, you claim to be a Vaishnava, but he disrespects Lord Shiva, okay, and does not strictly follow the path exhibited by Lord Chaitanya, all his efforts are futile or whatever, futile or futile. That means, what does it mean? If a person claims himself to be a Vaishnava, but he don't respect Lord Shiva, okay? Now the word respect, not worship, but disrespect Lord Shiva, and does not strictly follow the path exhibited Lord Chaitanya, because Lord Chaitanya went to all the Devas temple. When he came to South India, he went to all Shiva temple, all the temple he went. And he just went and chanted, and he went and what they call this. So though the path that exhibited Lord Chaitanya, all his effort is futile, all his effort is wasted actually. So we have to be very, very careful. Oh, battery. So we have to be very careful. So it is said, oh, you Gaudiya Vaishnava don't respect. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. You say we need to respect Lord Shiva. Because the Lord Shiva that there's a Rudra. That we must understand there's two types of Shiva, Rudra Shiva, and Sada Siva. Rudra Siva, the Siva that has been that started that what they call took the form for material nature, right? Material nature, the ghastly form. But another Lord Shiva is Sada Siva. Sada Siva is the Shiva from Vaikuntha. And that Sada Siva is the only personality who was given granted a boon that he could dance Rasa Leela with Lord Krishna. And he took the form of a beautiful gopi. And that's when his name became Gopi Ishvara. And he's the protector of Vrindavan. If you go to Vrindavan, you must pay obeisances to Gopi Ishvara, Lord Shiva. And go to Gopi Ishvara, I'm having a goosebump. And you go to the Gopi Ishvara and you have to ask for a boon. My dear Lord, I'm here in your area. You are Lord Shiva and given a grant that no other devas were given. Even Mother Mahalakshmi was never given such a opportunity to have Rasa Leela dance with Lord Krishna. But you are given such opportunity. Therefore, I'm here to relish all the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Kindly show me the most beautiful part and the most ecstatic part, the most what they call spontaneous bhava, and prema of Lord Krishna here. Kindly grant me this boon. You pray to Lord Shiva, then you enter into Vrindavan. And Lord Shiva will be like a tour guide. He will take you and show you all the beauties of Vrindavan, where, what happened and everything. Right? So that's the thing. But if he doesn't do that, all right, if he say like, if he disrespect Lord Shiva and just be a fanatic, all his effort is actually wasted. We must be very careful. All right, then it is the duty of Grahastha to work for the benefit of others, even giving up his own interests. Right? This is another important point. Right? So that means Grahastha, you should always think about working for benefit of others, even by giving up his own self-interest. Right? Like just now I was talking about this the types of devotee that we should avoid and we should associate. Right? Like for instance, this year 2025, it is my 30th year anniversary after SPM. I did my SPM in 1995. At the same time, this year is also considered 40th year of going into standard 1. I went to standard 1 in 1985. Right? Therefore, my group of friends all start to get together. They said, let's have some party. Right? So we had a discussion yesterday. Then they said that, no, let's come. And one of my friends actually is trying to be a vegetarian, and he's alcoholic. I mean, he used to drink, right? Not an alcoholic, but he used to drink. And he start to say that, well, I want to be a vegetarian. Okay, he's following some path, I think Ayyappan or something like that. And he decided to become a full vegetarian, right? And he wants to give up drinking alcohol. But he said he wants to do it after 31st August. Because 31st August is supposed to be our gathering, right? 40th year standard 1, 30th year after SPM. Look at that, how people are wasting their life. So he said, I want to wait until 31st August. After that, I want to become a full vegetarian. I want to fully give up all this kind of habits, But just think about it, Prabhus and mothers, that is such a mundane thought, all right? It's a mundane thought, all right? So then I was telling him, but what is the point? No lah, I just want to please my friends lah. I wait until 31st August, then I drink. Then after that, I eat, then everything. Then after come back, I want to practice this kind of sadhana, the so-called sadhana that he's thinking. But what is the point? See, that's the thing. The devotee association, a wrong association. All right. So I put myself in that shoe. I was just meditating this morning while I was sending my children and driving back. I was just meditating. If I were the one who have that kind of thought, all right. Sometimes for a devotee, we have this kind of thoughts. Sometimes if we want to please our friend, we want to go have a good group of friends that we want to please them. All right, they have a gathering. Okay, why not I go for a gathering? I go there and drink or eat meat and all these things. Then after that, from now onwards, I stop. All right. See, all of us have set a goal. My dear Lord, please some or other give me the taste. I started to chant 16 rounds. I started to practice sadhana. Okay, I've set my goals. By end of the year, by 31st December 2025, I must give up eating meat. I must give up taking alcohol. I must give up illicit sex or gambling, whatever I want to give up by 31st August, December. But sometimes we must understand, but by the mercy of Krishna, you do not need to wait till then. Maybe on February 28th itself, or maybe like today, 25th, okay, say February 28th. By February 28th itself, suddenly you get a higher taste and you give up taking alcohol or drink or this, what they call eating meat, intoxication, gambling, whatever it is, you may give up. You do not need to wait until 31st December. Okay, I don't need to wait until the end of this year to give up my habit. But I managed to give up earlier. But sometimes our mundane mind will always make this kind of assumption. All right. Okay, never mind. Since I have only decided to become vegetarian and give up alcohol, give up all these kind of bad habits by 31st December, but fortunately I gave up on 28th February, I will just go there to please my friends and do all these kind of nonsense things, then give up. Then give up this habit. That is a most abominable thought. That is the thought that is considered is like an elephant path. You have already taken a good path. But after that, you take the soil and throw it on your head, right? You are already there so near, right? And yet, just to please the friends. That's why I'm telling you, this kind of non-devotee friendship, it is so mundane. Then I was thinking in my heart, because I upfrontly rejected the offer. I say, I'm not interested in 31st August gathering, 40th year of Standard 1, and 30th year SPM. I'm not interested because I don't think so it is suitable for me. And my friends were telling, come on la, Punidan, come la, what that is la, don't act like a monk la, enough la, let's go and have fun. I said no. Because I was thinking in my heart, if what they call, I was thinking in my heart, if I were to invite them, okay, they want me to please them. So I was thinking, if I were to invite them, why not please come for Sunday program? Right? Come and join our program now, at least Sunday program. Okay, I'm not preaching to them. I'm not asking them to become a devotee. Okay, I just send them an invitation, because in the group sometimes I send an invitation and none of them are bothered. None of them are bothered to hear at least what I'm saying. Sometimes I say, okay, there's a Krishna Janmashtami. I'd like to invite every one of you along with your family. Please come. They are not interested. Right? For Thaipusam, I say, okay, we have a booth. You all can come there and see. And I saw them roaming around, but none of them are interested to come over. So I was thinking, if they are not interested in my proposal, why should I be interested in their invitation? Because we have passed through this path, we are almost there. It is not worth it at all. So I abruptly said, no la, friends all we call machan, right? No la machan. I don't think so la. It doesn't work, because on 31st August I got something else. Then another friend said, yeah, I know what is something else, nothing la. You're talking nonsense. I know that you become a samyar already. I say, yes, thank God. You saved me from telling lies. Yes, what you're saying is correct. Now I'm into spiritual life very seriously. I don't think so. I'm interested in all these kind of things, right? So then I told my friend that was thinking, right, I want to become this thing. So I go and satisfy. I join them. Eat, drink, be merry. Then I was telling him, something. If once you go there, you start to drink, some or other your mind will become deluded. And that time suddenly there'll be a ladies will be there, and there'll be meat. Is that what happened? Then I was thinking to myself, if I were to agree to that proposal, right? I would think, okay, I'm already a devotee. I've already done. Okay, I'm already there. I'm chanting, I'm reading, I'm doing that. Okay, once in a blue moon, I just go and break the vow, go and have fun with my friends and everything. Then after that, come back, I start to repent and everything. It is just like what, see, our mind is like a pond and it's very clear water. We simply go down and stir the mud. So once the whole pond become muddy, it's going to take such a long time to subside. All the mud to go down and to clear water is going to take a long period of time. So that is absolute foolishness. It is absolute foolishness for me to go and dig the mud of the pond and to let the thing. It's absolute foolishness, right? Then second thought I was thinking, what happened? We are thinking, right, I am 47, okay, my death will come, maybe I'm at the age of 70, or just I make that kind of assumption. What happened? At that moment, I cheers the beer and I take and drink the beer. At that moment, I give up the body. What will be my consequences? You know, that scares me. I feel very, very scary. It's very scary, you know, because we must understand that birth and death, it is not within our control. All right, the astrologer can predict the time and the moment of person going to die, but he cannot give you. But I was thinking to my heart, you know, what happened at that moment? I say, oh, friends, yes, meat and everything, you know, because for me, I love beer before, and I used to drink. But suddenly, I dig the mud and all my old desires come back again. At that moment, I take the beer. Cheers, Yam saying, okay, bottoms up. I die. What will happen? Because Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that what conscious a person dies, that shall be his next birth. At that moment, I was drinking beer, having fun, you know, maybe looking at some pretty girls there, or maybe putting some nonsense into my mouth, right? Because I might not do that because I've totally lost taste. But suddenly they give one kropo because you're drunk. They give some kropo and I took the kropo and put into my mouth or some kind of nuts and this thing with anchovies. And the thing got stuck to my throat. Oh my God. Oh. So it is just like that. So it is very, very, very important. All right. As a grahastha, as a devotee, we should always do not desire or do not try to be a people pleaser. We are not interested to please others. Our only duty is to please our spiritual master and please Sri Krishna. We have no other people to please. Because when you are in danger, when you are in this thing, these people will never even come and see. They might not even visit you for your funeral. My father had so many friends. I was thinking, how come this uncle is not this uncle? Then after some time, I heard a body love, but that day I got something on. I'm so sorry to hear Jaga has passed away. My father's name is Jagannathan. Jaga passed away. I'm so cheap. So then I start, all these contemplations suddenly start coming into my mind. Even they may not even want to visit our funeral, right? So we have to be very careful. Once we make a decision, and that is the decision we have to uphold, because we are not going to have a long time. Just imagine, I still remember the day I entered standard 1. I could still remember clearly. You know, my father took me, the bag that I'd taken, and I gone in, and the teacher hold my hand and asked me to the place I sit, you know, in ACS Ipoh. 1J was my class, and I still remember the teacher. I still remember the white board, I mean, the black board with the chalk. I've been a very naughty boy, and they used to take the chalk and throw at you, or take the duster and throw at you, you know, like everything I could clearly remember, right? And I went to standard, then after that I started to form 4. So everything I could clearly remember, right? So that means the remembrance are still very fresh in mind. So what happened? So we have to be very careful, right? So we have to put a full stop to that. It just felt as though I was standard 1 just yesterday, but today I'm 47, right? Like that, when I look back, 40 years has passed since I joined standard 1 in 1985. When I look back, it just looked like a split second. Similarly, in the future, the death will meet us, knock on our door on a split second. So life is not worth taking this kind of gamble of going and associating with all this kind of mundane nonsense and to drink all this kind of intoxicant and basically destroy our sadhana. That's why a grahastha should work for the benefit of others, to cultivate them, to make them, by giving up his own self-interest. Right? This is my self-interest, but I give it up. So therefore, I should totally give up. Chaitanya Bhagavat Ante Lila, chapter 3, text 365 says, Apanara balahau yete jana deke. Sujana apana chadiyau para rakhe. Some people expect only benefit for themselves. Okay? Think about it. Some people only think about benefit for themselves, but a gentleman cares for others. while giving up his own interest. That is the nature of a devotee. He gave up all his self-interest, all the things that he liked, but for the benefit of others. Because a devotee, wherever he goes, he only speak and talk and cultivate, and some or other will make a point about life and about the mission of life, right? But people expect only benefit. That means other than these people, people are usually out there are what? Selfish. A Grasta Vaishnava should respect and worship Tulasi. Another thing. Okay. Oh, it's 10:05. Shall we take a short break? All right. Just take a 1 or 2 minutes break. Then we continue. Okay. This another topic is coming. So we continue. Hare Krishna. All right. So, okay. Now, another thing that important as a Vaishnava Grahastha. Grahastha means married Vaishnava. They should respect and worship Tulasi. As stated in Chaitanya Charita Bhagavata, Antya Lila, chapter 8, text 159 to 160. Sankhya Nama Loite Ye Stane Prabhu Vaishe Tatay Rakena Tulasire Prabhu Pashe Tulasira Dekene Japena Sankhya Nam E Bhakta Yogera Tattva Ke Pujibe Ana. Whenever the Tulasi sits and wherever the Lord sits and to chant his rounds. So whenever the Lord Chaitanya sits to chant his round, he keeps Tulasi before him. So maybe we can start practicing this. You can put the Tulasi in a small pot and cultivate it nicely. So when you want to chant, keep Tulasi near you. Okay. Then what he do? He gazes at Tulasi while chants his round. So that means his gazes means he's staring at the Tulasi. Who can understand the science of devotional service? A householder with devotion is glorious. A householder with devotion is glorious. All right. The householder who have a devotion, who are devoted, a devotional type of householder is glorious. While householder, that means a family without devotion is insignificant. Right. Whatever social dealing a householder has to perform should be done while taking shelter of the holy name of Krishna. All right. So whatever it is, we have to take the shelter of the holy name of Krishna. Yes, Vaishnava Prabhu.
Prabhu, once I was hearing a lecture from Chennai.
Okay.
And a very good preacher for many people follow them every day.
Okay.
Then a person was asking that he is staying in a flat, and it's very difficult for him to maintain a tulasi. After some time, it withers off. And then she said, you can even keep a tulasi picture.
Oh, I see.
Is it okay, Prabhu?
Prabhu, tulasi can be cultivated whether it's high-rise or low-rise building.
But it keeps on. I also tried. I'm staying on top of a house, shop house in Perlis.
Where do you keep your tulasi, Prabhu?
I don't have any ground, but I'm staying on top.
In a pot. You can keep it in a pot.
But it withers off, Babu.
Okay, where do you keep it?
Near window.
So what you need to do in the morning dew, you have to put it outside in your balcony. Then later, when the sun becomes very hot, you have to bring it inside and keep it near the window where there's no direct sunlight.
But this statement that even a picture will be okay, is it all right, Prabhu?
I have no idea about that, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
I have no idea, but
I'm also facing the same problem, Prabhu.
Who's this?
I'm same problem. Nanda here.
Okay.
Time when I was staying in a landed property, I had so many pots, all very nicely growing. After I moved into the apartment, I'm also having the same issue. Worst she can last is about maybe a month. That's it. Then after she starts wilting.
Exactly,
So
Babu.
I have issues where I don't have tulasi to do puja in the mornings. I don't have tulasi leaves for offering. So sometimes I keep these twigs and I use the twigs.
Yes.
And I also heard from someone that use a picture. So I'm also not sure about it, Prabhu.
Yes. Okay. Like maintaining tulasi, because I'm also facing the same thing. But there's a few things that I've adopted. One of it is to use a dry cow dung, burnt dry cow dung as a soil. take a dry cow dung, burn it and turn into soil. Or you take the cow dung and crush it and mix with the soil and let it rest sometime and use that the soil to cultivate tulasi. And in my experience, tulasi is best to keep in northeast of your house. The tulasi is, but if you keep at the west or southwest, usually the tulasi dies. I don't know why, but in my house, the same thing happened. When I put the tulasi near my entrance, the southwest or western side, the tulasi withers. So I'm keeping it in northeast. And I keep it in all small pot because I got a lot of tulasi. No, I just need to take everything because growing on the ground, so I put it in a small pot. And the watering of the tulasi is supposed to be drops of water, not to unless you tulasi out different. But other than that, you what they call what they call you put if you say it's a small pot, you just put little few drops. I mean, not few drops, at least 10 drops of water, and keep the soil always wet. I have tried even in Namahat Center, in our Namahat Center, the tulasi always dries, right? So what I did, I put near the pipe and I just on a little and the water is keep going. So as long the soil is moist, the tulasi will grow very nicely. And sometimes it withers. Of course, there's many reasons. I mean, traditionally, what I heard is something not something very inauspicious comes. Or say if a person is having a period, going and touch the tulasi plant, or some kind of sometimes the dogs go and touch the plant, and what else? Dog touches the plant and all. Yeah, so these are the things that sometimes make the tulasi withers. And always we have to remove the manjari. Whenever the manjari becomes grow up, you just have to remove the manjari. Okay, when you remove that manjari and offer to Krishna, that means when you remove that manjari, the tulasi plant will flourish. Right? But of course, tulasi plant is a very sensitive plant. And it's always better for you to keep few pots. Sometimes the plant that you have, it withers, then take another one, this thing. But now, what I suggest to you, try sitting in front of tulasi and start chanting. Right? The plant will flourish. Try. Right. So, and the tulasi cannot tolerate direct hot sun. Sometimes in the high-rise building, the sun, direct heat. So what do you do? At night, you keep it outside. Let the meadows, become this thing. And when the sun rises and becomes hot or something like that, we just take the pot and put it inside the house. So that's what I'm doing. Because in my northeast area where the sun rises, it's a direct sunshine. Morning, okay, but comes afternoon, I take the pot and put it in my house. And I keep one pot in my altar. I got a small pot, and that one pot I keep it in my altar. When I worship, I worship along with Rosie.
Okay.
At one moment of time, no tulasi in my.
Sorry, Prabhu, you continue. I'll ask afterwards.
No, at one moment of time, there's totally no tulasi at home. So I got so worried. Yes, what's your question, Mataji?
So, if in times of we really can't have tulasi plant, is it okay to have a picture of her and worship? I'm not sure. I mean, this was told by someone also. That's why I'm asking. I'm not sure. I mean, is it?
It's actually Bhakti Devi. Bhakti Devi. And tulasi is given to every kind of human being to worship because we cannot worship directly Krishna. Okay, we can worship Bhakti Devi, the goddess of the one who in charge of that department head of Bhakti is Vrinda Devi. Okay, she's the Tulasi Devi. And if you keep Tulasi plant, of course, the environment is different, right?
Yes.
Because the wind and all the things, seeing Tulasi, touching. There's one book also, the glories of Tulasi Maharani. Okay, maybe one day we have a chance, we also can study that book also, right? So touching it, seeing it, bowing down to her, it has this thing. But if there's a worst case scenario, when you don't have that access, so keeping a tulasi plant in a photo should be fine. Should be. I mean, I've because I've not heard about it actually. No, that's why I don't know. I cannot give you a very concrete answer on that. I've never
Hare Krishna Prabhu, according to Pancharatrida, one can worship using photos if the climate is very cold, where Tulsi cannot grow there.
Okay, maybe that makes sense. Yes, Pancharatrika, we can worship Tulasi. Say, like for instance, if you are staying in, you are living in this very cold place like Siberia or this kind of Russia, where they experience high cold, their Tulasi cannot grow. There you can keep the photo of Tulasi. But in Malaysia, Tulasi is very lavish. She grows very lavish. No? So maybe you can take some, I know you shouldn't put any kind of fertilizer. And if the Tulasi plant, if you see any kind of disturbance happen, you know, when you start to see the leaves are becoming this thing, sometimes it's also very vulnerable for insect attack. So they say that you must use 1 liter of water with half teaspoon of
Turmeric.
weapon. You know, from the neem oil, neem oil, weapon, half teaspoon and half teaspoon of there's a thing, it's a kind of camphor, it's a kind of things, you know, like they say, only half teaspoon. You mix in 1 liter of water, you spray it. You spray it so that there's all the insects will not come and attack the plant. So you keep it that way, and every day you talk to her, you worship her. You know, sometimes you talk to the plant, you know, talk to her, my dear Mother Tulasi, you please flourish in my house. Pray to her, worship her, she will flourish. Okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Because I remember once there's one papaya tree I had in my house, and it's not producing any papaya. So one day I took a knife and went to the tree and I just tapped on it, tuck, tuck, tuck. I say, if you are not going to give me fruit in another 1 month, I'm going to cut you to pieces. This is a warning for you. And after that, suddenly I see the things start flourishing, and now got so much of papaya. So that means even the plant has consciousness and these things. So similarly, Tulasi plant is glorious, and you can pray to her, worship her, and ask for this kind of food. It works. And you have to be very respectful.
Yes. Okay.
Oh.
Thank you.
Keep on small pot, and whenever you want to chant, take the pot into your house. Okay, because I've got like a Tulasi madam, the thing that I bought, kind of, and Tulasi just don't last there, right? So sometimes I see the things, I just go and pray to Tulasi, oh mother, please don't do that. You know, I know something is not right, but please, I hope that you flourish again and again and again. So I put this cow dung, which has been burnt to ashes. That one you can get it from our farm. Okay, if you know anyone, you just can ask them, they can courier to you. Then I put these kind of things there. I'm going to spray these kind of things. So some or other, by mercies, it's okay so far. But of course, Tulasi is something that is a very sensitive plant. Sometimes it just doesn't last long. So keep your backup. Keep all the backup in small pots. So suddenly, if something, the main one happened, take it out and put a new one. Right? Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Now, so taking, okay, now, social dealing householder has to perform should be done by taking shelter of the holy name of Krishna. Regarding the character of Mahajan, okay, now we are going to talk about the character of Mahajan. Sri Kalidas, all right, there's a Mahajan, Sri Kalidas. The Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela, chapter 16, text 6 to 7 states, Mahabhagavato Tenho Sarala Udar, Krishna Nama Sanketa Chalaya Vyavaha. Kautukete tenho yadi pashaka kelaya, Hare Krishna Krishna Kari pashaka chalaya. Kalidas was very advanced devotee. Yet, yes, he was simple and liberal. He was a very advanced devotee, but still he was simple and liberal. He would chant the holy name of Krishna while performing his all ordinary dealing. While doing his ordinary work, he will be performing, he would chant. Okay. When he used to throw dice in jest, he would throw the dice while chanting Hare Krishna. The dice, right? So everyone is prohibited from corrupt. Okay, now. So that's it. Okay. So okay, now let's look at what it says. Everyone is prohibited from corrupt earning and spending. and workers are prohibited from accepting bribes. Okay. Now, so another thing, right? So, okay, before that, Kalidas is what he says. On all he's dealing with is just chant Hare Krishna. While cooking, while throwing dice, while doing it, he's just simply go on chanting Hare Krishna while he's performing that, right? That's one thing. Then after that, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is mentioning, everyone is prohibited from corrupt earning and spending. Okay. And workers means Shudras, are prohibited. Workers are prohibited from accepting bribes. Prohibited. As stated in Lord Chaitanya, Charitamrita Antyalila 990, 142, 144. Rajara Vartanakai, Arachuri Kare, Rajadandya Hayase, Shastrena Vichare. Yaya na Kariha Kichu, Rajara Muladan, Diye Kichu Labya Hoy. Sedana Kariha Nana, Dharme Karme Vyayaya, Asat Vyayaya na Kariha, Yate Dui Lokayai. One who serves the government but misappropriate the government revenue is liable to be punished by the king. That is verdict of all revealed scripture. Do not spend any of the king's revenue. First, you should pay your revenue due to king. First, you should pay your revenue. All right, your taxation all. Don't try to run away. Anyway, I mean, now the king is also corrupted. Sometimes we have to play up the push. Okay, all right. Pay your revenue due to the king, and then you may spend the balance for religious and fruitive activities. Don't spend farthing for sinful activities. Don't spend a farthing. Farthing means don't even spend a penny. Just don't spend even a single cent of your income for sinful activities. All right. As an example, as I say, my friends all call me, let's go for a drink, let's go for have fun, at least once in a life, So Bhakti Vinod Thakur is giving a very stern order. Don't spend a single penny for sinful activities, for which you will be the loser, both in this life and the next. So the one, you will be the loser. I'm sorry, this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling. Okay, a Grihastha should accept a spiritual master. Now, another thing is, a Grihastha should accept a spiritual master who is full of devotion and pure character, right? So that means when we want to choose a spiritual master, make sure that we are choosing the right person, right? And that right person usually comes from this parampara system. Don't simply choose a spiritual master, or don't be the follower of some bogus kind of gurus, right? Like now we see the Sadguru, all these kind of bogus gurus are someone which is totally unacceptable. So we should always must choose a guru who is full of devotion and must have a pure character. Guru yata bhakti shunya tata shishya gana. As the guru is without a devotion, so are the disciples. When the guru is no disciple, guru don't have devotion, and of course the disciples also won't have that thing, right? So like father, like son. A householder should be particularly careful not to commit offense against the Vaishnava. Again, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is repeating this, all right, in this thing, right? So particularly careful not to commit offenses against the Vaishnava. In Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Lila 22.33, Lord says, Ye Vaishnava Sthane aparada hayara puna se shamile se kuche nahe ara. When someone offends a Vaishnava, he is not relieved until he is forgiven by the same Vaishnava. So be careful. Okay, be careful. That means here it's mentioned when. Why it's coming over? Okay. So when someone offends a Vaishnava, when you offend a devotee, you are not relieved until he is forgiven by that same person. Right? So better don't take any chance or risk. If he doesn't want to forgive you, finish. Serving devotees is a householder's main duty. All right, serving devotees is the householder's main duty, as stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 57:60. Vaishnavera Shesha Bhakshanera Eteke Mahima Kalidase Poyaila Prabhura Kripa Sima Bhakta Pada Duli Ara Bhakta Pada Jala Bhakta Bhukta Avashesha Tina Mahabala. Taking the remnants of Vaishnava food is so valuable. Okay, taking the remnants, that means after offering a devotee, you are taking the remnants of the food, is so valuable that it induced Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to offer Kalidas his supreme mercy. The dust of the feet of a devotee, the water, that means the dust of the feet of a devotee, water that washed the feet of the devotee, and the remnants of food left by the devotee are three powerful substances. First is the dust, the dust of the devotee. Second is the water wash the feet of a devotee, pada puja. Pada puja, when you wash that water. And second, another thing is remnants, food. That means the food that has been left over by the devotee. These are the three very powerful substances. And of course, remember, all these are pure devotees. Okay, Madhyama and Uttama Adhikari standard. In Srimad Bhagavatam 11, chapter 11, Canto 11, chapter 20, text 27-28, Lord Krishna described how a householder should act by his natural propensity. How he should act according to his natural propensity for enjoying sense object to overcome and he fully attains the characteristic of a pure devotee. How to do it? Jata Shraddho Mat Katasu Nirvinna Sarva Karmasu Veda Dukkat Makan Kaman Parityagepi Anishvara Tato Bajeta Mam Prita Shraddalur Dridda Nishchaya Jusamanas Cha Tan Kaman Dukka Dorkams Cha Garhayam. Having awakened the faith in the narration of my glories, being disgusted with all material activities, knowing that all the sense gratification lead only to misery, but still being unable to renounce all sense enjoyment, my devotee remains happy. My devotees still remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. Right? Even though he sometimes engage in sense enjoyment. My devotees knows all these sense gratification leads to miserable results, and he sincerely repents such activities. Right? So the topic that I said just now, okay, having awakened, that means after awakened to listen to the narration of Krishna, and after that being disgusted, to feel very disgusting to see all the material activities, right? Like drinking and all this kind of eating meat and all this. Sometimes we get very disgusted to think about it. So at the same time, knowing all these sense gratification only lead to misery. Only they're going to say. But sometimes we are unable to renounce all these sense enjoyment. We find it very hard to give up, right? But my devotee remain happy. Worship me with great faith and conviction. Okay. Even though he sometimes engage in sense enjoyment. Sometimes when he engage in sense enjoyment, but he still remain happy and still in the service of the Lord. So my devotee knows that all sense gratification only can lead to miserable condition. And of course, he sincerely repents such activity. So once we repent that activity, just like when you look at the fan is running. When I off the switch, the fan keep on running. Yes, it keep on running until it slows down. So that means when the desire stops, the habit works. All right. But the habit is, the fuel for the habit is the desire. So cut the desire off. The habit will keep going and eventually stop. Just like the fan. When I off the electricity, the inertia is working. All right. And eventually when there's no current supply, the fan eventually stops. It takes time, but will stop. It will stop. Right. Similarly, all the habits, all the things that we want to give up, cut the desire for it. But the habit may run. But eventually the habit without desire, the habit will somehow or other get withered, will get dry and will die off. All right. So like that. So that's why to the best possible way, try not to associate with devotee. Okay, example, like for instance, when I want to give, when the day that I decided to give up drinking, the first thing I cut off all the friends who take me out for drink. In any consequences, anyone, okay, all the friends say, come go for party, okay, go for let's have meet tonight, let's have a discussion, let's have beer and everything. I just cut them off abruptly. But when I cut them off, my desire for beer never subsided. I still went on. All right. But eventually gone. So we must be very careful. So when I go back to the devotee, because the desire somehow or other subsided, but if I go back to them and to this thing, that means I am getting myself to re-entangle again. And after taking it, I feel so good, all my old memory will come back. Then after that, I start to repent. And for me to back to the time that I totally quit is going to take another long period of time. So it is not worth it at all. Yes, Vaishnava. Oh, Vivan. Sorry, I thought Vaishnava. Vivan, yes, you raised your hand.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, let's say, Prabhu, now sometimes in some occasions like a work occasion,
Okay.
like a business occasion, in order to make the things work, we need to entertain something like a drink, something like that. How to
Okay.
tolerate or reject? Because you explain on in the sense of friends, to cut off the friends, and then one of the thing. But when it comes to work, so for that work, how we can go through on this matter, sir?
Okay. Say like for instance, for the sake of work, that means you're talking, you need to drink, is it? If you are required to drink.
Yes, Prabhu. Sometimes they call it table manners or something like that.
Okay. What happens if you are a Muslim? Say that if you are a Muslim and you're going for this kind of business talk, what will you do?
Definitely won't drink, Prabhu.
Exactly. Definitely you won't do it because you're a Muslim, right? It's haram for them, right? So similarly, wherever you go, always go with your tilak and always tell them that you don't have that habit of drinking, right? Just tell them, I never drink and I don't have habit for drinking, right? I'm so sorry for that. And they will respect you for that. Because last time when I used to go for business talks and all this kind of business dealings and everything, sometimes when you see someone who come forward and say, well, so sorry, I don't drink. I don't have the habit for drinking. When you say that, they will have a very high respect for you. And eventually, they also might not want to drink. Or if they drink in a very modest way. Because everyone drinking, seeing you not drinking. And in the future, they would like to meet you maybe in their office room or in other place, but not in a pub or a restaurant. Okay. So, or you can say that, first of all, I don't drink. Second of all, I got a very sensitive stomach. My stomach is so sensitive. If I take something like this, I'm going to suffer for next 10 days. So it's better to tell them. But of course, you cannot avoid such association because it's a business dealing, right? Business dealing, business association. So what we have learned before in Bhaktiyaloka, you should act with them dutifully and officially, not with love and affection. Okay, example, what Bhakti Vinod Thakur said. Can you all remember that example that he gave? Can anyone tell me what example Bhakti Vinod Thakur says how we should act to a non-devotee? Can anyone tell me? Kesavan, okay, Kesavan, you remember? Because Kesavan is a big fan of Bhaktiyaloka.
Thinking, Prabhu, thinking.
Thinking. Vivan, anyone? Ananda Mataji? Do you remember how we should deal with a non-devotee? First, dutifully, and second is officially. But example he gave, the fantastic example he gave. What example? Can you all remember? Okay, I'll give you some tips. Market. Chaitanya Daya Prabhu, remember or not? Market. I give you one tips. Market. Don't remember? Okay, never mind. You should deal like you are buying a vegetable in the market. When you go and buy a vegetable in the market, how do you deal? That is how you should deal with non-devotees. Dutifully and officially only. All right? Not with love and affection. Love and affection only you should show to devotees. But to the non-devotees, official relationship. Okay? I give an example like buying a tomato. Suddenly a lady will come and says, hey, tomato here. Hey, I heard that's another place and they're selling it cheap, Oh, really? Yeah? Where? Oh, there's another place, they're giving a tomato quite cheap. Then I said, but this tomato looks good. Yeah, it looks like A grade. Oh, A grade, huh? Okay. My relationship with that stranger in that way. Or if I go to the market to buy vegetable, when I see that, how much, this and that. Official and beautiful, that's all. All right? So that's the same thing that you should apply when you are going on a business talk. right? Like I go for a business talk, sometimes, sometimes here and there. I make sure that I don't meet people in restaurant. All right, I always tell them I don't want to meet the restaurant. And and uh, first thing, then secondly is I would like to keep it very official. That means we meet in a maybe okay, maybe you can meet in like a Starbucks, like a coffee shop, Starbucks, or this kind of place where there's no alcohol beverage, there's no food, it's all served, right? So you go to the Starbucks. So what I will do, I'll get for me a fruit juice, and for them, what do you want? Coffee, cappuccino, whatever. I get for them that. And all these are official for business dealing only. So once we are done, out of it. Not see there and feel the ambience was so nice. And next day, bring your wife and children, come and enjoy your. Not that way. Okay. Do I make sense, Vivian?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
So when they know that you quit drinking, that's when the trouble starts. Don't ever see when you stop drinking, don't go and tell them I've stopped drinking. Don't say that. Just say I never drank. I never drank in my life. All right. Or they say, ask you to smoke cigar. I never smoked in my life. I never drank in my life. Oh, really? Yeah, I've never drank. And some more, my stomach is very upset. But if you say, oh, I once upon a time I was a big time drunkard, nobody can beat me bottoms up. But today I stopped drinking. You say that, yeah, just one lah. Since you stop, just take one lah. Because you got experience, ma. Just take Don't do that. Just say, I never drank. All right? So just always think in that way. Yes, Vivian, bro.
Krishna Prabhu. Actually, I have the same experience that last time with my bosses. Before I engaged with the Krishna consciousness, last time I used to drink with them, my previous bosses. Then I somehow rejoined the company back, but that time I already entered the Krishna consciousness. So what happened is that my boss went to the club, midnight pub. They call it pub. So they invited me, and then they want me to drink together with them. They pushed me until the max, because last time you used to drink just this one also vegetarian, ma. Only barley, ma.
Bali, yeah,
So what is more than that is you are not eating anything. One of my bosses lah, I said, as what you say, I used to drink more than this, but now I not desire to do that again. So finally they give up forcing me, Prabhu. But I am very firm with them at that time.
Yes. But see, when you say that you have done it before, they will force you. But
Yes,
say
Prabhu.
that you have not drank before. Oh, you
But
never
the,
drink.
the
But
problem is that Prabhu, I really drank with them. I have an experience drinking with them.
I see.
My previous boss, this one. Then I
Right.
rejoined back again, right? So that's the reason hey, last time you got drink, ma, this one vegetarian or something like that.
Okay, if that situation, what I usually do is, my diabetic has gone up. My stomach is very, very sensitive. I got a fatty liver, The doctor says another one drop of alcohol, I can go into coma, I'm very sick, Oh, really? Yeah, you also better don't drink, Last time I drink a lot. Now I got fatty liver. I got this. No, you can. Sometimes that's the problem with non-devotees, because you have to please them, you have to justify them, and you have to speak so much of lies. But what to do in this place? Because we are working. Sometimes, you as an engineer, you have to deal with all these kind of top-notch guys, So it's like that. Just don't give them any opportunities to this thing, Always just think if a person is a Muslim guy, he definitely will never drink, right? And they're not going to force them. Yeah, couple haram lah, just satukali lah, They won't talk about that. So, but I'm very happy with you, because you always try to keep your minimum association with your job, right? So keep it there. Okay. Any other questions on this? Any discussion? Right. But another thing I realized, you put a tilak and a kanti mala, people start to see, what is this? oh no, I've taken a proper path, this thing. So you go there, sometimes when they see you like that, also they don't want to like take you, they will respect you for that. Okay. Right. Now, okay, let's continue. When a householder has faith, he should take initiation into the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Now let's look at this. When a householder, once the householder start to develop the faith, then he should take initiation. You have to accept initiation into chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Until then, you are just chanting, yes. But after, when a guru gives you the mantra, I mean, it's officially, you are this thing. I mean, in other words, it's just like this. All right. Before, say, like example, before you go into medical school, example, okay, you are so sure that you want to become a doctor, right? Or say like lawyer, okay, lawyer, easy because I've got experience of that. So before I decide to become a lawyer, before I enter into law college, so what I do, I start to take and read all the law journals. I start to study because I want to prepare myself once I go into the college so I can take off. So before that, I'm reading. So before that reading will help me when I officially get into that. Similarly, now whatever we are chanting, we are just practicing. Once you think you have the faith, you can hold on to it, then officially accept initiation from a spiritual master. So that official acceptance of spiritual master is called initiation, right? The spiritual master initiates you, and after that, you take off in your chanting. As stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 22.64, Shraddhavan Jana Haya Bhakti Adhikari Uttama Madhyama Kanishta Shraddha Anusari. A faithful devotee is truly eligible candidate for the loving service of the Lord. According to one's faith, one is classified as a topmost devotee, an intermediate devotee, or an inferior devotee. What are they? Kanishta Adhikari is an inferior devotee, starting. Then Madhyama Adhikari is intermediate devotee, and Uttama Adhikari is the topmost devotee. So all is classified, okay, according to one's faith. All right, how much faith do you have? All right, all classified accordingly. A Grasta Vaishnava should gradually acquire. Now, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is mentioning, so we cannot remain in whatever. A Grasta Vaishnava must gradually acquire. That means take your time, you see, all the qualities mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 22.78 to 80. Kripalu Akirta Droha Satya Sarasama Nidosha Vadanya Mrudu Shuchi Akinchana Sarvopakara Krishnanta Krishnaika Sharana Akama Anihastira Vijita Sadguna Nitabuk Apramatta Manada Amani Gambira Karuna Maitra Kavi Daksha Mauni. Devotees are always merciful. Devotees are always what? Merciful, humble, truthful, equal to all, faultless, magnanimous, mild, and clean. All right, they are clean. Please underline all these statements. They are without material possessions. Well, that means what? That means devotee got nothing else because everything is devoted to Krishna. Okay, and they perform welfare work for everyone. What? By going around and doing the Sankirtan Yagya is welfare for everyone. Even they are taking your favorably or irritatedly, but still you are doing a great favor. And they are peaceful, surrendered to Krishna, and desireless. They are indifferent. They are indifferent to material acquisition. That means whether it's material, whether they are not so much attached and fixed in devotional service. They are fixed. They completely control the 6 bad qualities, right? So what is that 6 bad qualities? They completely control. Number 1, lust, anger, greed, and so forth, right? They eat only much required, and they are not inebriated. They're not agitated. They are respectful, grave, compassionate, and without false prestige. They are friendly, poetic, expert, and silent. Okay, so these are the qualities that eventually the devotees will start to cultivate in him. A Grasta Vaishnava should be eager to associate with advanced devotees. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 20, text 22.83, it stated, Krishna Bhakti Janma Mula Hoy Sadhu Sangha. The root cause of devotional service to Lord Krishna is association with advanced devotees, right? Like those who are staying in KL, those who are listening, there is Bhakti Brahat Bhagavata Maharaj is here, all right? So if you get a chance to go, please go and associate with that Maharaj in SJM KL, right? And in of course, he also will be visiting Todu soon. And recently, His Holiness Janananda Goswami Maharaj was in Penang. I think he did a Radha Yatra. So whenever we find that this kind of devotees, exalted devotees has come, okay, go wherever you're very near to them, go and associate with them, right? Seeing them, talking to them, taking shelter or taking this thing will be very, very auspicious. Out of all process of devotional service, one should give earnest attention to 5 limbs mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The 5, out of all the process, one should give earnest attention. That means you have to pay full attention to 5 limbs that mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Madhya Lila 22.128 to 129. He says, Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtana Bhagavata Shravana. Sadhu Sangha, associated with Nama Kirtana, chanting the holy name, Bhagavata Shravana. Madhura Vasha, Sri Murtira Shraddhaya Sevana. Sagala Sadhara Sreshta E Pancha Anga. Pancha means 5. Pancha Anga, Anji Angangal. Pancha Anga. Krishna Prema Janma E Panchaira Alpa Sangha. Useless Sangha. Right? So Alpa Sangha. That means one should associate with devotees, chant the holy name, Bhagavata Shravana, chant the holy name, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavata Shravana means hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, recite in Madhura and worship the deity. Sadhu Sangha means associate with devotees, Nama Kirtana, chant the holy name, Bhagavata Shravana, read Srimad Bhagavatam, Madhura Vasha, live in the place called Madhura, Sri Murtira means it is the deity, worshipping the deity, right? With faith and veneration. These 5 limbs, Sagala Sadhana Sreshta E Pancha Anga. That means these 5 limbs of devotional service are the best of all. Even a slight performance, that means a little performance of these 5 limbs awaken love for Krishna. Yes, Chaitanya Daya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. This limb, one of the limb is that the deity, the worship of deity. Is it just mere something like a pujari type of style of deity worship?
Yes.
I mean, how
yes.
how the mood should be, or it's just a kind of pujari worship. That's all. The kind of feeling, the mood.
For instance, if you keep a deity in your house, your mood is deity is the king of your house. Your deity, just imagine if you are serving the king, you give all the best to the deities, right? So deities according to your affordability. So that's the thing. And of course, in order to worship deity, you have to have qualification. You have to be Brahmin initiated and all these kind of things, right? So another thing, worship the deity means even sometimes you can say, like for instance, in your temple you have a deity. Try to associate in that worship. Like maybe you can buy garland for the deity. Maybe you can buy whatever required for the deity. You start to engage in that. So that means it's direct and indirect engagement. So these kind of things. But of course, but among all, associate with devotees, chant the holy name, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, and stay in Madhura. All right, stay in Madhura also not possible, right? So the 3 things must be important. But Lord Chaitanya says these 5 things very important. All right, for Grihastha. Because for Grihastha, deity worship is important. You keep the deity in the house and you always think about how you can serve the deity. But therefore, that's why Prabhupada has created ISKCON centers all around, and every center have a deity, so you can go there and worship the deity. All right, worship the deity is not necessary that you do become like a pujari. You worship the form of a deity. You go to the temple, you see the deity, right? So deity, and start to worship the deity by singing, by dancing. So one way of worshiping the deity, whenever you stand in front of the deity, when you sing with full of love by staring at the deity. Then you dance in front of the deity to satisfy the deity. You dance. Don't stand like a log. Not like this. Raise your hand and dance in ecstasy in front of the deity. That is all form of deity worship. Okay, Prabhu?
Yeah. Splendid. Thank you, Prabhu.
Right now, gradually, right, then after that, gradually one should diminish following the prescribed rules out of obligation. So now we are following the rules out of obligation. Oh, if I want to get initiation, I must follow these 4 regulative principles. I have to, have. Obligated, yes, I must. But gradually, as you start to advance, you don't have the thought you must, because it's turned into because it has become your second nature. So one should diminish, I mean, to remove the thought following the prescribed rule out of obligation. Right? So once you remove the thing out of obligation, then what happens? You start to cultivate spontaneous attachment. Spontaneously, you will be attached to the deity. That means first obligated, that means there is a rules, there is a kind of veneration, but once you become spontaneous, it is love. Right? So when spontaneous attachment to the Lord is awakened, many prescriptions are automatically discarded and atonement becomes needless. After that, there's no such thing atonement for you. Once upon a time, I was a drunkard and I'm atoning my sin. But after everything becomes spontaneous, there is no more atonement needed because you're already part of it. Becomes spontaneous. Yes, Prabhu. Okay. So becomes spontaneous. The difference is prescribed in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The difference is also mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Madhya Lila, text 22, 140, 142, 143. Karma Tyagi Krishna Bhaje Shastra Anyana Mani Deva Rishi Pratadikera Kabu Nahi Rini Vidhi Dharma Chadi Bhaje Krishnera Charana Nishiddha Papachare Tara Kabu Nahe Mana Anyana Vabhaya Yadi Papa Upatista Krishna Tandre Shuddha Kare Na Karaya Prayaschita. Prayaschita means atonement. If a person gives up all material desire, please underline, if a person gives up all material desire and completely engage in transcendental loving service to Krishna, loving service, as enjoined, that has been prescribed in revealed scripture, he is never indebted to demigods, sages, or forefathers. Okay? Do you all understand this? When we give up all kind of material desire and we completely engage in transcendental service, while you are in grasta, your family life, taking care of children, sending children to school, tuition, and everything, while you're performing that, but you are totally above of that. That means you're just engaged fully in Krishna service. That means you're consciously you're there, right? So you are no debt. That means you have no kind of debts to demigods, right? Because we are all debted to them. If there's no vayu, we will die. There's no air, we will die. When there's no fire, we cannot digest. Even there's a vrka, the vrka fire is in your stomach that digests all your food. So that means we owe them. We owe the sages that created these Puranas, that like Adi Purana, like Brahma Samhita, Srimad Bhagavatam, where all the sages gathered. And they saw Sutta Goswami and gave him an elevated seat. And they asked Sutta Goswami, please tell me what you saw in that assembly where Parikshit Maharaj is about to die in 7 days. You heard them directly. You heard their conversation between Sukadev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. So kindly tell us, what have you heard? They all gathered in Naimisharanya forest. There's a starting of Srimad Bhagavatam. They all gathered in Naimisharanya forest. After a great sacrifice, then they gave him an elevated seat and headed by Saunaka Rishi. All right, headed by Saunaka Rishi, they would represent the entire rishis, all the sages, the thousands of sages are there and representing them. Saunaka Rishi asked, my dear Sutta Goswami, please kindly tell us, what have you heard in that? What actually happened in that during the conversation between Parikshit Maharaj and also Sukadev Goswami? Why did Parikshit Maharaj give up that kingdom? Because he's been cursed by a young Brahmana boy. He could counteract that. He's such a great, valiant king. He is none other than grandson of Arjuna. He has been protected by Krishna in the womb. When Uttara, the mother Uttara was carrying him, that Brahmastra, the Ashwatthama sent Brahmastra to kill him, and Krishna went in and stopped. You have seen. And the word Parikshit means the one was searching. He was looking for someone that he saw in the womb. The one that he saw in the womb of his mother Uttara, he's looking, who is that person? That's why his name became Parikshit. Parikshit means the one who are looking, searching. You are there. Now tell me what happened. Then what if they asked all the perfect questions? They asked the 5 main questions. And after asked all the questions, and Saunaka Rishi also humbly asked Sutta Goswami, my dear Sutta Goswami, please give us the cream. That means what you have learned, what you have heard, and take that learning assimilate through your own understanding, and please reveal to us, because you are such a great sage, Sutta Goswami. Oh, Sutta Goswami, you are such a great sage, such a learned sage. What they have spoke, you heard. Now, please explain to us after being assimilated, after being understood by your good self, and give us the cream of that understanding. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam is a natural commentary. And that's when Sutta Goswami start to praise Saunaka Rishi. Very good. You asked a fantastic question. You asked a very question. And he started to speak Srimad Bhagavatam. And we owe them. We owe them. And of course, another owing is forefathers. Right? I am here being an educated person because my father sacrificed his life to educate me. And my father will get that thought because my grandfather cultivated my father in such a way. And my grandfather left India and coming here to give, that means he had so much of bravery and coming from one country to another country by boat in 1930s. So because of his father or his mother cultivated him. And like that. So that means we owe so many forefathers. Sometimes we didn't offer Pinda properly. And who knows, some of my forefathers are roaming like a ghost. Right? We don't know, and they are suffering miserably. I owe them. But here in Chaitanya Charitamrita said very nicely and very clearly, when a person gives up material desire, not material possession, the desire, and after that completely engage in transcendental loving service of Krishna, in many ways, according to your capability, then which is being enjoined, which is according to the revealed scripture, the Shastras, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. All right? And he is never indebted. He don't owe anyone. He don't owe demigods. He don't owe sages. He don't owe forefathers. Consider all the debts paid. All right? So we have to take this responsibility, right? To relieve our forefathers from material condition, okay, just by offering Pinda, just by doing Shraddha on Amavasya day, it's not going to help them. But when you're going to practice Bhakti Sadhana, it's going to liberate all of them. Although the pure devotee does not follow all regulative principles of Varnashram, that means the pure devotee sometimes do not follow all the regulative principles of Varnashram. That means the Brahmana do that, all this, he doesn't follow. He worships the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, he naturally no tendency to commit sin. So when we start to follow the footstep of a pure devotee, we are also on a same path. If, however, a devotee accidentally becomes involved in sinful activities, the word that we should mark here is accidentally, not intentionally. Like what my friend said, come and have some fun with me. So I have intentionally go there and join them on 31st August to go for boozing. That is intention. But here what it says, if accidentally. Okay, if a devotee accident means without you realizing it. Because we are conditioned soul. Accident may happen, right? So accidentally we become involved in sinful activity. So what Bhakti Vinod Thakur is explaining, what this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining, Krishna purifies him. Krishna will purify him. He does not have to undergo regulative form of atonement. He doesn't need to go for atonement. Prayasa. Karaya. So Krishna Tandre Shuddha Kare. Shuddha means purity. That means he's purify you. No. Karaya. Activity of Prayaschitta. Prayaschitta, நம்ம தமிழ்ல என்ன சொல்றோம்? Parigara. The prayashchitta, that's a prayashchitta, parigaram. No parigaram, no prayashchitta. Because Krishna will fulfill him. A Grahastha Vaishnava should not endeavor. Then after that, a Grahastha Vaishnava should not endeavor for any knowledge or renunciation. He should not endeavor for many kinds of knowledge or renunciation other than knowledge of one's relationship with Krishna in the Lord's service and renunciation born from devotional service. So that means a Grahastha Vaishnava should not endeavor for any knowledge. We have no time to go and read Shiva Purana, that Purana, this Purana. We have no time. There are so many Puranas. All right, there are 18 main Puranas. Okay, like some devotees go and read this, what they call, what Purana is that? Garuda Purana. All these are not necessary. A devotee should not endeavor for that kind of things. All right, but what he need to do, he need to only have the knowledge of creating, renowned relationship with Lord. What is my relationship of Lord in devotional service? Because we are all Rupa Nugas. So what are my relationship with Krishna in true devotional service? That is what your endeavor is supposed to be. And when the renunciation comes, the renunciation means not give up family and become a sannyasi, but renunciation of desire, renunciation of this. That means that's what we have learned yesterday, right? Outwardly, you are still remaining as a Grahastha, but inwardly in your heart, you are renunciate, right? And that renunciation must be born from devotional service. What does that mean? Perform your devotional service very nicely. And that renunciation will born naturally from you. If one begins to worship Krishna, with special care and eagerness, then he achieves all auspiciousness. He achieves all auspiciousness as stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 22.145. Jnana Vairakyadi Bhaktira Kabu Nahe Anga Ahimsa Yama Niyamadi Pule Krishna Bhakta Sangha. The path of speculative knowledge and renunciation is not very essential. Okay, the path of speculative knowledge, all right, or renunciation is not very essential for devotional service. It is not important for devotion. Indeed, good qualities such as non-devotees and mind and sense control automatically accompany devotee of Lord Krishna. That means, indeed, good qualities such as non-devotees and mind and senses controlled automatically accompany the devotee of Lord Krishna. So when a person becomes a devotee, all the good qualities that you can see in the all the good qualities will naturally increase in you. Like what? Ahimsa Yama, non-violence, such as non-violence. Niyamadi Bule Krishna. That means mind, all right? Mind and senses control automatically. Your mind and senses control automatically. And these are the things that automatically follow the devotee of Lord Krishna. All right, it's already 11:07. Let's see. So we stop here. Oh, we just do this last verse. Is that okay? Okay, now let's do the last one. The degradation of devotion to Krishna, as stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita. A gradation, how you grade your devotion to Krishna. All right, so one should cultivate them. We should cultivate means what? We have to do, like when we plant a tulsi, we cultivate by pouring water and engage in that. So therefore, we also should cultivate. Sadhu Sangha hoite hoy shravana kirtana. Sadhana bhaktya hoy sarvanartha nivartana. Anartha nivirti hoy bhakti nishta hoy. Nishta hoite shravanadye ruchi upajoy. Ruchi hoite bhakti hoy ashakti prachura. Ashakti hoite chitte janma Krishna prityankura. Se bhava gada hoy dare prema nam. Se prema prayojana sevananda dham. Sarvananda dham. When one is encouraged in devotional service in the association of devotee, sadhu sangha, one becomes free from unwanted contamination. Okay, first associate with devotee, from there all unwanted contamination we become free. How? By following the regulative principle, okay, chanting and hearing. When one is freed from all unwanted contamination, he advances with firm faith, nishta. When the nishta, firm faith, is in devotional service, awaken, once the firm service, a taste for hearing and chanting also awakens. After the taste is awakened, a deep attachment arises. And from that deep attachment, the seed of love for Krishna grows. The seed of love for Krishna grows. Bhakti Lata Beach in the heart. When the ecstatic emotion stage intensify, ecstatic emotion means bhava. When bhava becomes so intensified, and this is called love of Godhead, called prema, right? And such love is the life's ultimate goal and reservoir of all pleasure. All right? That is the reservoir of all pleasure. Okay? Bhava and prema. What is the difference? Prema is like a sun. Bhava is like the sun rays. Right? So prema, it is something which is very, very hard to achieve. Right? It's not easy. We cannot go to the sun. Similarly, prema is so big. But now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving us a step by step. That means Anartha Nivaka Sadhu Sangha, first Sadhu Sangha, then Shravana Kirtana, chanting and sing. Sadhana Bhakti, do perform devotional sing. Sarvartha Nivartana, Sarva Sarva Anartha. All kind of unwanted things gone. So when the thing Anartha Nivirti, or when everything is gone, Bhakti Nishta, the firm faith will start. Then from Nishta, the firm faith, Shravanadi, that means you start to serve. Upajaya, then we start to perform service. Ruchi, then from there we get taste. Bhaktiya Hoy, Ashakti, that means detachment. Then Ashakti, they sing, then from there slowly say Bhava Gada Hoyle Dare Premana. Right? When Bhava becomes intensified, then end of the day, Prema. When Prema comes, say Prayojana Sarvanandata. Right? So one is the ultimate goal, and all these things is the intensified, and it's called love of Godhead and life's ultimate goal and reservoir of all pleasure. All right. So we stop here. So we open for questions. Quick question. Oh, I'm getting so much of messages today. All right. Now, Bhajamira. Yes, Rusan Mataji.
No questions, but just for curiosity and talking to the remains of the Vaishnava food. Yeah, this is somewhat weird. Yeah. They
Kind
say
of weird.
yeah,
Huh?
no.
What?
The dust of the feet of the devotion, the water I have to watch for the food left of devotions is very powerful sustains.
Okay.
What does that means about? Means?
All right. See, for instance, as what we have understood just now, there's no difference between Lord Krishna and a pure devotee. All right, like sadhus. Okay, the sadhus come, Krishna come in the form of a devotee to cultivate you to back to Godhead. So their lotus feet, that means the feet of a sadhu, it is so pure. So even you take the dust, or even after wash the leg, the substance, the water substance that after washing his leg, and also the remnants of food has the same potential, has the same potent potential of giving you the ultimate ecstasy in Krishna consciousness. But of course, washing the feet of the sadhu, it is not like any other ordinary sadhu, but only a pure devotee of the Lord.
How could we know they are pure?
No, to find out pure or what, you only can find them out through devotee association. Not simply see anybody, you go and wash the feet. You see, when a group of advanced devotees says that this person is an advanced devotee, we just follow their instruction.
I saw a lot.
For instance, for a newcomer or a first timer, maybe all these can find it looks different. But as you go on, as you start to mature in bhakti, right, you would start to understand all this. But the most important now is Bhakti Vinod Thakur is explaining what are the powerful substances, what are the powerful things that can be used to enhance our devotion. So taking the water and sprinkle on our head, eating the plants, all these are very, very auspicious.
Yeah. I just saw a lot of Chinese following this footstep.
Yeah.
For the
But,
lotus feet.
but you must understand, pure devotee. Not any other, not anybody. You just see some, oh, let me wash your feet. Only you. You will find them, Mataji. Because that's part of the package that you will find the devotee and you start to associate with them. Part of the package, no worries. So when the time comes, now is theory. For you, it's theory. That's why for you, like, hey, how is that? It's fine, sounds kind of weird. But because it's still under theoretical. But once you start to see them, you start to associate with them, you start to, that's when you say, wow, feeling. Wow, this is what it means. Right? Eventually you find them, no worries. Right?
All right. Okay.
Vaishnava. Vaishnava Prabhu?
Prabhu, the understanding is they won't allow us to touch the feet, na Prabhu.
No need to touch the feet, Prabhu. Dust means after they walk the path, you can take the dust.
Oh, from the footstep.
Huh?
From the footstep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because if you touch the feet, if you go touch the feet, all your bad karma will go to them. So that's why the same. You know? I give you one good example. Huh? Do we have another 10 minutes? Can I tell about this one story? Is that okay? Thumbs up if it's okay.
Yeah, please.
Just another 10 minutes. Okay. There's one incident happened in France. I think I've shared this story before. There's a guy who's a bum. Bum means the one who sleeps by the roadside. You know, and he's extremely drugged. All right. He had a long hair, long beard, and he drugged. So he's a homeless person. They call bum. He go and sleep there, take some money, go and take drugs. Take some money, go and drink alcohol. This kind of person. So one day in France, a devotee was going around giving invitation to everybody, say that a great devotee or this a spiritual master of ISKCON, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada or Srila Prabhupada is visiting France. And they're giving invitation, please come and see him. Like that, one new Mataji who just became a devotee, what she did, she gave to everybody, any Tom, Dick and Harry. So she ended up giving this bum. And these bums were, then he came. And he ended up in the temple. So when he came to the temple, you know, when he knocked the door, he came to the temple, people saw him with a bump, they chased him out. He said, food, right? I want food. And they gave him some prashadam, ask him to go away. Go, don't come here. That's sometimes when you see the bum coming to you, shoot. Now take the money, get lost. Don't come here. They gave some prashadam, ask him to go. So, like that, he used to come and they just chase him out. So one day, Prabhupada came, and Prabhupada and all the devotees were walking past from the temple. They're going on a morning walk. So when they go on a morning walk, in the bush, he saw newspaper all light in the bush. And they start to know, oh, this bum is actually sleeping there. No wonder every day he's knocking down, asking for prashadam, asking food. So then what happened? The bum came and approached. Can you imagine the bum with the long beard, long hair, fully drugged, quite plump, rushing after Prabhupada. Prabhupada is such a small sized person. And all the devotees saw him. They punch him and just throw him away. Say, go away. Don't come here, Prabhupada. Go away. They throw him off from the path. It's like a tensed moment. Imagine somebody's want to budge. You know, all the disciples came, you know, like the disciple told, what is his name? Indrayumna Maharaj, tall, stout person. Push him away. Then they went, and after Prabhupada went for a walk and came back, and they got a shock because the temple room was open. Because they locked the temple room. Right? Because those days, you know, the Pujari was alone doing this thing. Pujari, when the thing absorbed in the deity, you'll forget what's happening around the world. And he saw the thing, everybody was so worried. Oh my God, why the temple is open? And they all walked in. And Indrayumna Maharaj and all, everybody like worried. And Prabhupada just peacefully walked in. When he walked in, suddenly the bum was there. Without they realized, the bums jump and start to hold Prabhupada's feet. Can you imagine? Such a violent person. We don't know what is his condition. He can pull Prabhupada, he can pull him, fall him, you know, he can even kill him. He just went and pulled Prabhupada's feet. And everybody's beating him. Hey, take your hand away, beat him. And Prabhupada said, wait, hold on. Stop, everyone. Then everybody stopped. And that bum was holding Prabhupada's feet. And you know what Prabhupada did? He took the hand and put on his feet. No, don't worry, my boy. Don't worry. All is okay. All okay. Don't worry, my boy. He said, my boy. Don't worry. All should be fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. And after that, he released. Then looked at him. Prabhupada looked at him and went in. And everybody got a shock because he got a chance of holding his feet. And Prabhupada tapped on his feet and says, don't worry, my boy. All is fine. Don't worry, my boy. And they thought, this person's so gifted. And when Prabhupada gave a class, he was sitting right in the middle of the temple. And because he was so smelly and stinky, nobody could stay near him. All were far away. And he was sitting right in the middle, listening to Prabhupada lecture. And he because I drugged. And after Prabhupada left, he said, I want to. Then he said, he got such a great mercy. We can't chase him out. Because Prabhupada have put the hand on his forehead and says, don't worry, my boy, all will be fine. Then, what happened? Then they have no choice. They say, I want to stay here, I want to stay here. Okay, I mean, go up and give him a good bath. So a few devotees took him up to the bathroom, shave his head, and start to bathe him. When they bathe him, they realize the dirt on his skin at least half-inch thick. That means he have not bathed for months. They gave him a good scrub, scrubbed him, everything, shaved his head, and brought down. And after that, he's quite plump. So they took one dhoti and tie around him. Look like a baby wearing diaper. He looks like a diaper. Then he came. Then they don't know, what is your name? You don't know. So I said, okay, Namai, from now on, your name is Pigpen. Pigpen or something like that. Pigpen. Pigpen. Because when he was there, all the flies were around his body. He was so dirty, all the flies was around him. So there was a cartoon character called Pigpen. Alright, the cartoon character, the Pigpen is wherever he goes, he's very dirty and nasty. All the flies around him. Okay. So they named him after, they started calling Pigpen after the cartoon character. Then he started to serve in the temple. So he always cleaned the temple and everything. And Prashadam. No, he's still drunk. He cannot think. Then later, one day, Indra Yamuna Maharaj and all the few devotees want to go up and do Sankirtan. They want to go for Sankirtan. They put all the bags, everything, they prepared everything. And they want to get into the car. Suddenly the Pigpen, they saw the Pigpen disappear. He ran away already. They're happy. Then when they came to the car, they got a shock to see Pigpen was sitting right on the driver's seat at the side. He sit right in front. He just sit there. Pigpen, you cannot do that. Go. No. Say, oh my God, what is this guy? They are worried because when they do preaching in France, they have to do in such a way, when police come, they run away. They have to run, because they cannot do preaching because it's like the Europeans were not acceptable that time in 1970s. Then he run. So then another person told Indra Yamuna, don't worry, Indra. When he see the crowd, he'll get freaked out, he will run away. He said, yes, good idea. Come. And they took the car and went and put in a like a 7-Eleven Watson, like that. He put there as a parking lot. They park the car there. And first thing what they do, they get down, they start to cook first. They eat breakfast. They cook, they eat breakfast. After they eat the breakfast, then they offer to Krishna eat the breakfast. Then only they do Sankirtan, book distribution. While they're cooking, suddenly the guy says, Indra, look. And Indra, oh my God, this Pigpen took some books and started to approach people. He took the books, he put in the bag. They were all busy cooking in the bag. This Pigpen took the books and start to distribute them. And he saw someone giving a big fat euro dollar. He's collecting money. Then all the books finish. Then he come back. Then he said, food, hungry, food. Then they gave him prasadam. And he was eating, he was eating. Then they asked, Pigpen, what did you do? What did you tell them? What do you tell them? How do you distribute the books? What did you tell them? I saw that you carried so many books, now all the books finish. And come back with so much of money. What did you do? He just said this one mantra. Prabhupada, save me. Prabhupada, save me. That is his mantra. He going to give the book. Prabhupada, save me. Prabhupada, save me. Only that word he could say. Other than grumbling. Then Then he took another set of books, he started. And Prabhupada came back again after a year. He's cleared of his mind, all drugs, all everything is missing. And eventually he got initiated. He was initiated by Prabhupada and he became the top book distributor, record holder, entire Europe. Nobody could distribute book like that. Entire Europe. Right? I forgot his name, isn't it? Prabha Vashna Das or something like that. Something I can't recall his name. Maybe I can share that pastime in the group. It is very, talking about it, even my tears will start to flow. So inspired. So now, what happened? Where the miracle happened? When he went and fought at the lotus feet of a pure devotee. He hold that thing, hold it so tight, and took the dust. He was transformed into a pure devotee. After all the book distribution in Europe, he came to America and he also did a fantastic book distribution, but eventually passed away because of his former habit. But he had perfected his life. That is the feet of a pure devotee. If you can get a little dust from the feet, even after washing the leg, you take the water and sprinkle on your head. A little, because while washing it, you're removing all the dust. And that whole water will become sanctified. And taking the prasadam, after eat the remnants, a pure devotee is a personified himself. That is example. Just by holding his leg and taking the dust, and Prabhupada put his hand on his head, he has became a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. So with that, we end the session here. So I hope this message inspires everyone. This message really inspires me a lot. I feel it's a kind of ecstatic feeling. That is what pure devotee of Krishna. Because they carry the entire thing. In fact, there's another says the entire devas, right, also lives in the foot of pure devotee of Krishna. Everybody worships the lotus feet of a pure devotee of Sri Krishna. Like Srila Prabhupada, like our spiritual masters. Like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, Gaur Kishore Das. Just imagine Bhaktiyaloka. We are only reading the writing of Mahabhagavat, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And this inspires us. Imagine if we associate with him, we wash his feet and eat his remnants. Imagine. That's why when we offer food, we offer to our spiritual master first. And we ask the spiritual master, please offer this food on behalf. And after that, we take it as a remnant. After the spiritual master have anything, we are also still taking the remnant. That's why we call Mahaprasada. Because the food is full of mercy. The food that has been partaken by Lord Krishna, then are taken by Lord Krishna, partaken by Radharani, partaken by all the gopis, partaken by all the manjaris, partaken by all the sakhis, partaken by all the gopals, right? Partaken by all the entire 33 million, like Lord Shiva and all this, it comes down, right? Then partaken by all the acharyas in our parampara, and end up comes to you, and end up it falls on your plate. That's why we don't eat prasadam. We honor the food. We honor the food. Sarira Abirira, Dorindrai Taikal, Jiva Play, Visaya Sagori. My tongue is so wicked and very vicious. And oh Krishna, your prasadam has so much of power to bring my tongue under control. And with that meditation, while glorifying Sri Radha Krishna, we honor the prasadam. That's the prasadam mantra. Sarira Abhida, Dorindaya Taika, Jiva Play Visaya Sagori. Right? Sagori. Then after that, it's what? Sagori. Swa Prashad Anna Dilopai. Radha Krishna Gunagav, say Anna Mrtapa. Sri Radha Krishna Gunagav, say Anna Mrtapa. Then after that, I have 100. Okay, anyway. So while chanting, all right, And after worshipping, we take a prasad and we achieve the highest perfection. So there's one example. When Rusan Mataji asked, suddenly I remembered that. Thank God, thank you, Krishna, for reminding me. Right? So it's already 11:30. All right, it's very ecstatic discussion today. So we end the session here. We continue again tomorrow. I think now we are in page. Okay, we just page 80. Okay, page 80. So looks like another 18 more pages. All right, most likely by next week we might be concluding Bhaktiyaloka. All right. Anyway, we are not rushing into it. We are relishing each and every sentence of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Vancha kalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubevacha paditanam pavinibhyo vaishnavevayo namo namah. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Bhakti Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
Go Premanande.
Hari Hari
Hari
Bol.
Gauranga.